The Young and the Restless spoilers. Welcome back to our channel. Today is a spectacularly unhinged day in the soap world, and we are diving headfirst into the absolute madness that just aired. Grab your iced coffees, lock your doors, and let us get right into it. You guys, I am deceased. Stop what you are doing. I am literally shaking. Wait, we need to talk about this now because my jaw is currently on the floor. And I am physically vibrating from the sheer audacity of what my eyes just witnessed on The Young and the Restless. I am legit hyperventilating right now. Send help, my soul has actually left my body. I was mid-skincare and smeared charcoal mask all over the rug, okay? Literally had to yeet my phone across the room when this scene played out. We are not just watching this show anymore. Besties, we are invested. This is a high-octane psychological masterpiece, and the stakes are astronomically out of this world. I am pacing my living room, voice-typing this while running errands in my head because I cannot even process the absolute cinematic mayhem that just unfolded. My neighbors probably think I am being attacked because of the feral screams leaving my body. Wait, backtrack for a second. I missed a step. My brain is moving at 1,000,000 miles an hour. Let us rewind to the whole Matt Clark situation. So basically, Matt had that whole amnesia plotline, right? He was acting all horrified by his past, doing the whole I am a changed man, I feel remorse routine. We were all sitting here thinking head writer Josh Griffith was actually going to give him a redemption arc just to keep Roger Howarth on the canvas. Which honestly, bestie, be for real right now. We all knew that was a ticking time bomb. But then, the absolute mother of all plot twists dropped. Nikki Newman is Matt Clark's biological mother. Did I say that yet? Ooh, my brain is mush. Moving on, yes, Nikki is his mom. And Matt's memories have completely, 100% returned. He remembers everything. Every twisted, dark, manipulative thing he has ever done, and more importantly, he realizes exactly who he is and who his mother is. But here is where the tea gets scalding. Victor, being the omniscient, terrifying overlord of Genoa City that he is, found out about the Nikki and Matt connection. He literally threatened a nurse to get the truth, and he was fully preparing to unleash the wrath of 1,000 suns on Nikki and Matt. Victor was straight up plotting to punish them, and Matt, whose memories have suddenly and violently come flooding back, realized that the great Victor Newman is the one massive, impenetrable brick wall standing between him and a happy family reunion with his mommy. Matt wants Nikki all to himself, and Victor is the ultimate obstacle. The psychological breakdown of Matt realizing he has to eliminate the most powerful man in town to get his mother's love is genuinely Shakespearean. Oh, hold on. I should have mentioned this earlier, but okay. Look at my nails. I just chipped one typing this, which is honestly so unhinged because I am gripping my phone so tight. Anyway, back to the tea. Enter Cane Aspie. Yes, Cane. I know. I was genuinely gagged too. Cane has been basically hovering on the periphery, trying to play hero for Malcolm and Lily, but he has been feeling so incredibly marginalized and pushed out by the almighty Newman family. They treat everyone like peasants, and Cane is officially on my do not perceive list for a lot of things, but right now, he is serving pure, unfiltered villainy, and I am totally living for what he just did. Cane is straight up fed up with being treated like a second-class citizen in GC. He is tired of the Newmans acting like they own the air everyone breathes. So what does he do? He forms the most chaotic and holy alliance with Matt Clark. Let your brain buffer for a second before snapping back. Wait, I'm glitching. Okay, back to the main event. So Cane and Matt team up. Matt wants Victor gone so he can have Nikki all to himself, and Cane wants to stick it to the Newmans who have sidelined him for years. Cane, who apparently now has the skills of a covert Black Ops agent, somehow gets his hands on Victor's highly classified travel itinerary. Because of course, Victor is heading to Las Vegas. Why Vegas? Because Nick Newman is currently tied up in an abandoned gas station garage, drugged out of his mind. being babysat by Adam while Sharon and Noah are traumatized. The Vegas storyline is a whole other dumpster fire, and don't even get me started on the vibes of that dusty garage like, could they not find a hostage location with better lighting? The fluorescent bulbs were genuinely giving me a headache. But anyway, Victor is flying out to handle the Nick situation, completely unaware that he is walking straight into a death trap. Besties, the setup for this attack is straight out of a mob movie, and I am screaming. Cane and Matt meticulously plot this hit. Cane is the mastermind behind the logistics, which is wild because since when is Cane Ashby the architect of a billionaire's assassination? But here we are. Cane stages this catastrophic, apocalyptic car crash on a deserted stretch of road just outside of Vegas. I am talking full-on cinematic destruction. The visuals were insane. It was dark. The desert wind was howling. Wait, did anyone else notice that one tumbleweed in the background? It was so cliche but so aesthetically pleasing. The lighting was giving pure neo-noir thriller, and the tension was so thick you could cut it with a knife. Cane rigs the road, setting up the most elaborate and deadly trap imaginable. And then it happens. Victor's vehicle comes tearing down the highway, completely isolated in the barren desert, and then bam, absolute carnage. Metal twisting, glass shattering, tires screeching in the night. I was clutching my chest. I am literally too unwell to handle the gravity of these events. The sound design alone deserves an Emmy. You could hear the crunch of the steel and the hiss of the radiator. I can literally smell the gasoline through the screen. Besties. The car flips, it crashes, and it is a total, devastating wreck. I was standing on my coffee table at this point, screaming at my television because I genuinely could not believe they were actually going there. Victor Newman, the invincible mustache, the man who has survived literally everything from explosions to rare diseases, is suddenly trapped in the mangled wreckage of his car. He is bleeding, he is gasping for air, and he is actually at death's door. I am genuinely in shock. I never thought I would see the day. Victor always saves the day. Victor is the guy who flies in on his private jet and crushes his enemies. The fact that his journey ended in a dusty ditch is poetic justice, but also terrifying. And just when you think the paramedics are going to swoop in, or Victor is going to somehow punch his way out of the crushed steel, out of the shadows steps Matt Clark. The dramatic pause before he spoke, I was screaming into my pillow. I'm calling it, the villain arc is about to go nuclear. Nat walks up to the crushed vehicle, looking down at Victor with this cold, dead-eyed stare that chilled me to my core. Victor is up, literally clinging to life by a thread, his breath shallow and ragged, and Matt leans in. The dialogue, you guys, the dialogue. Matt looks Victor dead in the eyes, watching the life drain out of the most powerful man in Wisconsin, and reveals the ultimate, soul-crushing secret. He tells Victor, I am Nikki's son. The gasp I let out, I sounded like a dying pterodactyl in my living room. Matt drops the biggest bomb in Genoa City history right onto Victor's lap in his final moments. He wants Victor to die knowing that the monster who tormented his family is actually the flesh and blood of the woman he loves. It is sick, it is twisted, and it is the most brilliant piece of television I have ever consumed. Victor's reaction was everything, the realization washing over his face, the sheer horror and betrayal, mixed with the physical agony of the crash. His iconic mustache was perfectly intact, obviously, because not even a catastrophic car crash can destroy that facial hair. But his eyes, the betrayal in his eyes was haunting. He looked at Matt, processing the sheer magnitude of the secret Nikki kept from him, and then he breathes his last breath. Victor Newman is dead. Did I just say that? Did that actually happen? My grip on reality is slipping. Victor takes his last breath right there in the dirt, with Matt Clark watching him fade away with a sick, victorious smirk. I am legit spiraling over their choices. How is the show even going to function without Victor? The power vacuum is going to be insane. Manifesting a total dumpster fire by the next update, because the Newman family is going to absolutely implode. But wait, the chaos doesn't stop there. We cannot forget about Cane. After Matt gets his sick closure and walks away into the desert night, Cane steps in to do the cleanup. Cane Ashby, former Golden Boy, is now a professional crime scene cleaner. He wipes down everything. He is meticulous, cold, and entirely unbothered by the dead billionaire in the front seat. He removes every single trace of foul play, every tire track, every piece of evidence that could link them to the crash. He orchestrates the wreckage to look like nothing more than a tragic, fatal traffic accident. The police arrive later, and they are completely baffled. They have zero leads, zero suspects, and they fully believe it was just a horrible accident on a deserted road. Cane literally pulled off the perfect murder, and my brain cannot process this new era of Cane. I am pacing again. I need to sit down. The audacity of Matt to use Victor's death as a twisted bonding moment with his mother's legacy. And Nikki, oh my God, Nikki is going to lose her mind. She is already terrified of Victor finding out about Matt, and now Victor is dead, murdered by the very son she is trying to protect. The Shakespearean tragedy of it all is genuinely too much for my fragile heart. What is Nikki going to do when she finds out? Will Matt pretend to comfort her? Will he act like the grieving stepson? They are officially on my do not perceive list. I am so done. But also, I am never looking away. I am glued to this screen for the rest of my natural life. Let's just take a moment to dissect the psychological damage this is going to cause across the entire canvas. Nick is going to blame himself because Victor was on his way to Vegas to save him from Matt's hostage situation. Adam is going to go absolutely feral trying to find the killer because there is no way Adam believes Victor Newman just accidentally crashed his car. Victoria is probably going to try and take over Newman Enterprises before the body is even cold, which is honestly so unhinged but so on brand for her right now. Especially with her weird romantic tension with Carl Abbott happening in the background. Like, focus, Victoria. Your dad just died in a staged car crash. The entire corporate world of Genoa City is about to be flipped upside down. And what about Cane? Is he just going to go back to trying to save Malcolm like he didn't just assassinate the most powerful man in the world? The duality of man, genuinely. He is out here playing God with Victor's life while simultaneously trying to be a medical savior for his ex-wife's uncle. I cannot even begin to unpack the moral gymnastics Cane is doing right now. He is going to be sitting at Crimson Lights, sipping a latte, knowing he completely outsmarted the Genoa City Police Department and the entire Newman security apparatus. The sheer hubris is terrifying. Wait, did I mention Jack Abbott? I almost forgot because my brain is literally short-circuiting. Jack is over there trying to win Diane back with Josephine Baker's vintage ring, completely clueless that the patriarch of his rival family is literally dead in the desert. The juxtaposition of Jack being a romantic fool while Victor is being assassinated is straight-up cinema. Jack is going to wake up to the news that his lifelong rival is gone, and I don't even know how he is going to react. Will he be relieved, devastated, lost without his favorite sparring partner? I am physically exhausted from this. My charcoal mask is dry and flaking everywhere. My rug is ruined, and my emotional stability is non-existent. This situation is now my entire personality, and I am not okay. The writers woke up and chose violence, and we are all just collateral damage. I need a nap, or maybe a stiff drink, or maybe I just need to rewatch that crash scene frame by frame to see if there are any clues left behind. Did Cane miss a spot? Did Matt leave a footprint? Besties, stay safe out there, trust no one, and remember that if you ever cross Cane Ashby, he might just stage a fatal car crash for you. I am signing off before I completely lose my mind. Bye.